All right, Shalom, Shalom. It's your brother Wabram. You're back with another lesson, Lord willing to be edifying. I want to start by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Wahara Kakwadash, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahushai. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone with Talmud is truth. Shalom to the 144,000 men of the Lord. You see on the highways and byways prophesying in the name and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai. Also want to send a shalom to the 1/3 men, women, and children that will escape the judgments of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai by their faith. Just got another lesson I want to bring out through the Spirit of the Lord. As you see, biblical proof, the Israelites returned to Israel, and you see it. And I know I'm about to tread real light on this lesson because of the small hatters. They are in power, they control everything. But to this man's video, now let's check this out. And I mean, a couple scriptures cut this to pieces. But I want to hit a couple of them. Let's, like I said, this cut this all the way into pieces, and Lord, like I said, Lord willing to be edifying. So let's get right into it.
One of the claims of the Hebrew Israelites is that the group of people in Israel today are not the real Jews or are not the real Israelites. I'm going to show you a video how a man uses the prophecy in Daniel and Ezekiel to prove that the Israelites that came back in 1948, solidified in 1967-68, fits the timeline prophecy in Daniel. They came back right when the prophecy said they would come back, proving that they are the real Israelites. Watch this video. But he told us these things happen, these events happen after verse 25, after the 69 weeks, but before the 70th week, which is the tribulation. So we know that there's an interval. There's a space of time or a gap of time between when Jesus came the first time and when the tribulation begins. But how long is that gap of time? Well, this is the one thing we didn't learn from Daniel, but we learned from Ezekiel. Ezekiel was told by God to lay on his side so many days on his left, and to lay on his side so many days on his right. And each day that he laid on his side represented 1 year. And he said, because of the people's sin, they're going to have to, or they owe me these many years of servitude. And so what we find out is they haven't paid their years of servitude. And it's actually 7 times more because they rebelled against God. And Leviticus tells us that. So, how long is this interval, the space of time between when the Messiah first came and the tribulation begins, and which the Messiah will come at the end of it? Well, we know that they came out of the Babylonian captivity on July 23rd, 537 BC. That's when it ended. But they still owed God 2,520 years of servitude. And let me ask you this. Is God going to do these great things for Israel until they paid their debt? No. God doesn't do that. Because the plumb line is just and the level is righteousness. So now they're going to have to pay this. So from this time in, there's 2,520 years of servitude they still owe God. So when we count that off, and we can convert that to days, and we convert that to years, months, and dates, and we find out that on May the 14th, 1948, Israel became a nation. The very day that they paid off their debt to God in years of servitude. 1948 is when they returned from the north, south, east, west, all over. They'll tell you it was just the Ashkenazi Jews, which they're trying to tell you aren't Jews, but they are Jews, just like Ethiopian Jews are Jews. They're just mixed groups of people. Actually, the United States flew the Ethiopian Jews from Ethiopia back to Israel. So the Jews returned from all over the world in 1948, and Israel actually didn't gain control of Israel. They returned in 48, where they started the return, but they didn't gain control. It was 1967 or 68, and that is actually when the 2,520 years ends from 537 BC. So this shows you that according to prophecy, when they returned in 1948, those are the real Jews. And the Hebrew Israelites have no prophecy that they fulfilled. If they were the real Jews, they'd be there now. You understand? But they're not a nation. It's not a real religion. You've been asking me for proof. They keep asking me for proof. So now I'm going to start giving you all the proof that you're asking for. I'm going to debunk you scripture by scripture. using history, archaeology. This what you want? This what you got, man. God bless you, God.
And first off, what was stupid, he said, he said America flew the Ethiopian Jews in, and they went by ships or on boats. And that cuts, he cut his own self because this prophecy speaks for itself. And also, they know that they are not Israelites. They don't call themselves Israelites. And it's only one nation that they are. The southern kingdom is who they claiming to be. But you also have a northern kingdom, and they didn't call themselves Jews. Like I said, I got to tread lightly on this. But the point is, this man is clueless, man. And a lot of jakes that don't believe that we are the children of Israel, they are actually terrorists, man. You're gonna have some chocolate covered Edomites and chocolate covered Puerto Ricans and so on, all the tribes. You're gonna have them that's gonna be terrorists, man. They look like Israelites, but they're actually gonna be from the heathens, man. And I believe this guy's a heathen because his spirit is like a heathen, man. And they are ruling right now, and it's clear to see that they are in power. They are the most protected people on earth, man. And that's just by speech, somebody talking. But when the Lord rules, it's going to be totally a total opposite from what is going on right now, man. And like I said, this could be chopped up in several different ways because he's speaking of Ezekiel 4, and Ezekiel 4 of him bearing the iniquities of the children of Israel. It has nothing to do with them getting the land back, and that's off. The pastor he is following has no spiritual insight of the scriptures. He's just going on with probably a doctrine that he learned from his seminary school, man. See, I wasn't taught in any seminary school. The apostles, elders, anyone above them, they never was taught in a seminary school, man. This has all been given through us to us from the spirit and power of Yahweh by Shem Shah. Now, here in Proverbs 29 and verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. No one is rejoicing. You're finna go into the world, you're finna go into World War III, the last world war. He said, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And who's ruling? Who you can't say anything about? They are ruling, man. They are controlling this China tariff war because they're above Trump, man. He is their man. He is their downfall man, man. They're calling him their Messiah. Said when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. And that's what you're finna see, man. You're seeing an orchestrated famine right before our eyes. People finna lose their jobs. It's not finna be a time to rejoice, man. It's finna be a time of great mourning, man. People are without food in their house, man. Without a job, losing their houses, man. You finna come into a time of mourning, man. Nothing as good is gonna come out of this, man. This is Isaiah 2, and I'm starting at verse 1. It says, the word that Isaiah, the son of Amos, saw concerning Judah and Jerusalem. See, the northern and southern kingdom. And he's only speaking about the southern kingdom, man. Jude is short for Judah. That's all it is. It's short for Judah. And Esau doesn't have nicknames or in a sense that we have like slang. They don't have them. You might have a Bud, a Joe Bo, or a Redneck, but shit, damn near we gave them names, man. Cowboy, all that's us. Verse Isaiah 2 in verse 2 it says, and it shall come to pass in the last days that the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's house shall be established in the tops of the mountains and shall be exalted above the hills, and all nations shall flow unto it. And no nation is flowing unto the small hatter's land, man. They're being, what you call it, separated from everyone else, man. What do you think all these protests with these different flags of those people that's being bombarded with missiles over there now? No one is flowing to that land, man. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to the house of power of Jacob. And he will teach us of his ways. No one want to know the ways of the small hatters, man. If anything, they want to get away from their ways, man. He says, and we will walk in his paths, for out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua from Jerusalem. See, when we're in authority, everyone is going to know the laws, statutes, commandments that the Lord is putting on the earth, man. As we as we know them now, they're going to be put in our inward parts that they'll be in us. But we're going to teach the nations the laws, statutes, commandments. That's when you know that the Lord has come and the kingdom of heaven is here. No one is flowing into that place trying to find the law, statutes, commandments, man. People are still eating abominable foods and committing adultery. And not only that, though, they have Pink City in the Small Hatters land, man. That will not be no Pink City in our land when we're established as rulers over the earth, man. It says, and many people shall go and say, come ye, and let us go up to the mountain of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, to the house of the power of Jacob. See that? And he will teach us of his ways, and we will walk in his paths. For out of Zion shall go forth the law and the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua from Jerusalem. And see, when we're in that land, everyone is going to come unto us. It won't be no we fighting against the Persians and fighting against Moab. No, every nation is going to learn these laws, statutes, commandments, man. It's going to come out of Jerusalem where we are in power, man. And he shall judge among the nations and shall rebuke many people, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. And that's basically going back to being a farming nation, man. It's going to say, a nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. And what we finna go into, the last world's war, man. Now the nations, the Lord put His spirit on them. The nations, you can read about it in Joel. The Lord put His spirit on the nations to change their plowshares into swords. So when we're in the power, it's going to be reversed, man. They're going to go back to farming nations. And it's not going to learn war anymore. No one is going to be trying to come up with a nuclear missile or a nuclear bomb or guns or weapons. No one is going to be in, that's not going to be in no one's mind, man. They're going to be cultivating and getting the land ready for crops. O house of Jacob, come ye and let us walk in the light of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. And see, the only ones who's walking in the light of the Lord right now is the elect. And that's a remnant out of our own people, man. So this is not established yet, man. This is not established yet. This is Isaiah 14 and verse 1. It says, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushua shall have mercy on Jacob and shall yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. See that? This is the Lord going to set us in our own land. Not America going to fly anybody in. Or somebody France going to ship boats in for our people. No, man. For Yahweh Bashem Yahushua will have mercy on Jacob and will yet choose Israel and set them in their own land. See that? This is the Lord doing this. The Lord is going to set us in our own land. And the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob. And that's the nations that don't know the Israelites. You know, these nations over in the Philippines and different areas that we are not pushing, the word is not going out to them. They're going to cleave to the house of Jacob, those Israelites. And the people shall take them and bring them to their place. And the house of Jacob shall possess them in the land of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua for servants and handmaids. So you're going to have servants and handmaids in the land when we're there. We're going to possess our oppressors. Let me continue on. It says, and they shall take them captives whose captives they were. And they shall rule over their oppressors. See, we're in a power. Those that ruled over us, we're going to rule over them. It's going to be a role reversal. It's going to be a role reversal. It won't be no nations not under our power, in other words. It won't be a nation on earth not under us. All the nations will be under us. All the nations will be subject unto us. All the nations will pay tributaries to us. It won't be no nation that's doing their own thing. And we know the prophecy must be fulfilled, man. All prophecy must be fulfilled before the Lord comes. The Lord is going to put us in our own land, not us putting ourselves in our own land. No, the Lord is going to put us in our own land, man. This is Ezekiel 37, and I want to start at verse start at 19. Just hit the point. It says, "Say unto them, Thus say Yahweh Shem Shah power, behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Israel shall and his fellows, and will put them with them." See, the nations are going to be joined back together. The northern and the southern kingdom is being joined back together right now before your eyes. It says, even the stick of Judah, and make them one stick. And that's what you see the men of the Lord on the highways and byways with one stick. And that's that chart, man, the 12 tribes chart. This is a prophecy. This is a prophecy that came to pass in our time. That we're on the highways and byways with this stick, this one stick with all the nations of Israel on it. Verse 20, it says, and the stick whereon thou writest shall be in thy hand before their eyes. See that stick, that sign, that 12 tribes chart is a sign that has to be in our hands before the people's eyes, man. For our people to see who they are as a nation of people, man. And say unto them, Thus say Yahweh Shem Shah power, behold, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen. And that's what we out there prophesying, showing you this a separation between the children of Israel and the children of the heathen, man. That's why that sign has to be out there with us when we're prophesying. Because the Lord is going to separate the children of Israel from the heathen in the kingdom of heaven. And he's also doing it now for our people to see who their power is. That's why the separation is being made. He says, I will take the children of Israel from among the heathen, whether they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. See that? The Lord is separating you, showing you who you are, your power is. And he is going to put us in our own land, man. Not no Balfour decoration or no decoration is going to do that, man. The Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, is going to do that. It says, and I will make them one nation. See that? He's going to make us one nation in the land upon the mountain of Israel. It says, and one king shall be king to them all. Is there a king to all those small hatters? No, man. They don't have a king set up. It says, and they shall be no more two nations. It won't be a northern kingdom and it won't be a southern kingdom. It won't just be everybody's a J, double OS. And you know what I mean, man. Everybody won't just be called that. You had the children of Israel, and you had the children of all of them be considered the children of Israel, but you had the children of Ephraim, had the children of Judah, had the children of Benjamin. Everyone will be separated, man. Not just everybody lumped in as one, man. It will be one nation of people. It says, 22 one more time, it says, and I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountain of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all, and they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms any more at all. So you won't be a northern or southern kingdom. Neither shall they defile themselves anymore with their idols. See, nobody's going to be worshiping other gods. It's all going to be one God, and that's Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. Neither shall their detestable things, nor with any of their transgressions. See, we won't see it anymore. No one is going to be following after other gods and committing adultery and committing all these sins against the Lord anymore. See, all the wickedness will be put away. But I will save them out of all their dwelling places wherein they have sinned, and will cleanse them. See that? This is plain, man. I don't know what this guy's talking about, man. That's why I say through the Spirit, he's a heathen, man. So shall they be my people, and I will be their power. See, the Lord is going to. No one is thinking that they are the holy people, man. No one thinks that they are the children of Israel, man. They just know they have the land. They have the land in possession. No one is thinking that they are the Most High's children, man. And this guy going into thinking that there's prophecy being fulfilled, man. Where's Yahweh Shai, man? Where's King David, man? Where's the 12 gates? And I ain't even put those scriptures on here because I didn't really get out the Old Testament of the scriptures. It was coming so many. And it's in the Old Testament. I couldn't even get to the New Testament, man. This is Psalms 44. This is Psalms 44, and I start at verse 8. It says, this is a Psalm of Corinth. It says, we have heard with our eyes. It's like with our ears. So like, why do I say eyes? We have heard with our ears, O power, our fathers have told us what work thou didst in their days, in the times of old. How thou didst drive out the heathen. See that? How we knew about the being put in the land, man. Driving out the Canaanites out of our land. These people don't think about that, man. They don't have a clue about that, man. A lot of them, you talk to them, they don't even know what tribe they come from, man. They just know that they're people. They lived and they got buildings and all this stuff over there. That's all they know, man. It says, "How thou didst drive out the heathen with thy hand and plantest them. How thou didst afflict the people and cast them out." See that this is the Lord doing, man. No nation went in there and did it themselves without the Lord, man. The Lord was in control of the heathens being removed out of the land. It was all the hand of the Lord, man. No one signed an agreement. No one came up with a price on it or went to war over it. The Lord did this, man. For they got not the land in possession by their own sword. See that? They didn't get the land in possession by their own sword. That's what the small hatters did. Come on, man. This guy's delusional, man. Neither did their own arm save them. See that? The way they did, the way they when they went in the land, it's not according to prophecy, man. We reading prophecy. The Lord driven the heathen out, man. He says, for they got not the land in possession by their own sword. See that? Plain. Neither did their own arm save them. See that? They didn't have no power to do it. The Lord possessed the land and he gave it to us. He says, but thy right hand and thy arm and the light of thy countenance, because thou didst a favor unto them. See that? The Lord did a favor unto them. Thou art my power. Thou art my king, O power. Command deliverance for Jacob. Through thee will we push down our enemies. See that? The Lord, man. No one had the power to say, well, I'm going to sign an agreement and do that. That's not according to prophecy, man. It says, through thee will we push down our enemies. Through thy name will we tread them under that rise up against us. For I will not trust in my bow, neither shall my sword save me. See that? What do they trust in? They trust in their weaponry, man. Esau was given a sword, and that's what he trusted in. We are not going to trust in the sword. We're going to trust in the name of the Lord, man. We're going to trust in our power. It says, but thou hast saved us from our enemies. And that's what we're patiently waiting on. Be saved from our enemies. Esau has enemies he created. The Lord created our enemies. Esau created his own enemies, man. He went through the earth and raped, robbed, and murdered everyone, man. He ruled the earth with a sword. And that was his blessing. Our blessing is Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, man. He says, it's like a but thou hast saved us from our enemies and has not, it's like it has put them to shame that hate us. And that's what's soon for to happen to the heathens, man. They're going to be soon put to shame. It says, in power we boast all the day long and praise thy name forever. Salah. See that? We're going to praise the name of the Lord forever. They're not praising the name. They called it the name. Ha, and you know the rest. We say Bahashim in the name of Yahweh. They say the same thing. Ha, in the name. It's just a difference, man. It's a big difference. And this guy wasn't meant to see it, man. That guy wasn't meant to see the difference. And like I said, I couldn't even get out of the Old Testament, man. There was so many scriptures in the Old Testament talking about us being returned to our land, the Lord doing it. The Lord, we're not having the power to do it, but the Lord doing it, man, on our behalf. This is Ezekiel 34. I'm going to drop down to verse 11. It says, for thus saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, power, behold, even I, will both search my sheep and seek them out. as a shepherd seeketh as a shepherd seeketh out his flock in the day that he is among his sheep that are scattered. So will I seek out my sheep and will deliver them out of all places. See that? The Lord is going to seek out his sheep and deliver them out of all places where they had been scattered in the cloudy and dark day. And I will bring them out from the people and gather them from the countries, and I will bring them to their own land and feed them upon the mountains of Israel, by the rivers, and in all the inhabited places of the country. I will feed them in a good pasture, and upon the high mountains of Israel shall their fold be. There shall they lie in a good fold, and in a fat pasture shall they feed upon the mountains of Israel. I will feed my flock, and I will cause them to lie down, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh power, man. I will seek, I will seek that which was lost and bring again that which was driven away. And I will bind up that which was broken, and I will strengthen that which was sick. But I will destroy the fat and the strong. I will feed them with judgment. And see, the Lord is going to judge 2/3 of our people, man. But the elect are going to make it, man. They're going to be at peace. They're going to be at rest when the Lord puts us back in our own land, man. We would not be afraid anymore, man. And that's why I say this guy's clueless, man. I don't know what in the world this man was thinking when he even put that little bullshit video with his video, man. This right here is spiritual, man. This is all spiritual, man. You just can't come up with the scriptures and think, well, I know now. No, man. The Lord has to put this Holy Spirit upon you, man. Because we can see it and read it now plain like we just, you know what I'm saying, been knowing it all our lives, man. So it's a spirit that came upon us for us to get get this wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, man. It was a spirit to come upon us, man. This is Psalms 37, and it's a Psalm of David. It says, fret not thyself because of evildoers, neither be thou envious against the workers of iniquity. And that's what we tell our people all the time, man. Esau is about to go down. Don't worry about what he's doing. Focus on Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. It says, for they shall soon be cut down like the grass and wither as the green herb. Trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua. That's where our focus is. Definitely be cut down and destroyed, man. But you blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans, we don't have to prove who we are now. It's well known, man. We don't have to prove that we're Israelites. They have to prove that we're not the Israelites. That's their goal. Prove that we're not the Israelites. Because the scriptures bear witness that we are the sons of the living power, man. 3, it says, trust in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua and do good, so shall thou dwell in the land. See that? So shall thou dwell in the land, and verily thou shalt be fed. And this is soon to happen, man. Delight thyself also in Yahweh by Shem Yahushua, and he shall give thee the desires of thy heart, man. And we won't rest, man. That's the desires of our heart, to be saved out of the hands of our oppressor, our enemies, and be in rest. Have that peace, man. Because Babylon the Great is not our rest. This place is not our rest, man. This is not our rest at all. We always are pretty much our backs against the wall here, man. This is Amos 9. I'm going to start at verse 11. The restoration of Israel. See that? The restoration of Israel. It says, in that day will I raise up the tabernacle of David that is fallen, and close up the breaches thereof. And I will raise up his ruins, and I will build it as in the days of old, that they may possess the remnant of Edom and of all the heathen. See that? We're going to possess these people, man. We're going to possess these heathens, man, which are called by my name, said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that do with this. See, the Lord is going to do this, man. He continues to tell you, I'm going to do it, man. Don't worry about it. I'm going to do it. He says, behold, the days come, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, that the plowman shall overtake the reaper and the treader of grapes, him that soweth seed, and the mountains shall drop sweet wine, and all the hills shall melt. And I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel. See, right now we are in captivity, but it's going to be reversed. We're going to be on top of the heathens and the nations. That's how we're going to be. That's how we're going to possess the ones that the grape gatherers, man. You can read about that in Obadiah, man. It's telling you it's going to be a role reversal. I will bring again the captivity of my people Israel, and they shall build the waste cities. And that's when the destruction comes over in that land. We're going to build our land up, and we're going to use the heathens to do it and inhabit them. See that? We're going to build up the wastelands and inhabit them after this third world's war, the Battle of Armageddon. And they shall plant vineyards and drink the wine thereof. They shall also make gardens and eat the fruit of them. And we're going to plant and grow. It's going to be no GMOs or none of this shit, man. We're going to be at rest, man. We're going to be at peace. Everything fresh, man. Just imagine everything fresh, even the damn animals, man. Man, man, we're coming into beautiful times, man. He says, I will plant them upon their land. And do we have a land here? Well, I just did this through the Spirit, man. I just gave the scriptures, roughly paraphrasing that. This is not our rest. The Lord is going to plant us in our own land, man. And they shall no more be pulled out of their land, which I have given them. And see, we're pulled out of our land, man. We went in cargo slave ships over to a land that is not our own. But when we go back to our land, we'll never be taken out of it again. And we'll be at peace. We'll be at rest. It says, and I have given them, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, power, man. So the Lord is going to give us the desires of our heart. I just read that earlier. The Lord is going to deliver us and give us the desires of our heart, man. And that's our own land back. Our own land back. This is Matthew 24, and I'm going to end it with this. Matthew 24, this is a simple scripture that proves that they are not the people, man. Because the Lord has not returned yet. This is Matthew 24:13. It says, but he that shall endure to the end, the same shall be saved. Now, who is the only one that's going to save? Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, he hasn't came yet. It says, and this gospel of the kingdom, see, the kingdom is not here yet. And the gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations. See that? And that's what the internet is doing. And then shall the end come. And we're very close to that happening. So Lord willing, it was edifying. Shalom. Shalom.